Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
I'm Trevor Hankins.
I'm Rachel Wells.
And I'm Julia Canon.
And you're on the air with Power Squared. This is going to be our inaugural book club, comic book club.
Yes.
And of course, we started with a manga. But before we get into that, I want to thank Rachel and Julia for the show last week and how good it was. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you should watch that as well.
It was really go back and watch a straw.
But it was really good. I liked it very much. It was funny, and you guys seem to have good chemistry, and we'll have you do that again.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be able to draw faster this time.
Maybe I can give it a better time limit. Maybe I can do like one prompt.
There's 10 seconds.
Take, like, I don't know,
one prompt, 1 minute.
Or I can do 40 prompts for 1 second each.
This is also, I believe, our 150th show.
Yeah.
It's kind of a milestone.
Wow.
Yay!
Yay!
You guys have been a big part of it. So the purpose of this is to talk about comic books that we've all read. Yes. And the first one, Rachel picked. Tell us what you picked.
Did I pick Spy Family?
You picked Spy Family.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to remember. We picked Spy Family, Volume 1.
If it wasn't Spy Family, I'm gonna cry.
It's One Piece. Where's yours? No.
Yeah. One Piece chapters 1 through 1,000.
Guys, seriously, what's One Piece?
Yeah. Never heard of it. But
so, Volume 1 is chapters 1 through 5.
Yes. Now,
yeah, it's basically just starting out the story.
So One Piece, Spy Family. Oh, Tatsuya Endo, did I pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Is the writer and mangaka, I guess?
Yeah.
Behind it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that help with that. And this is the first of, there's 9 volumes in Japan and 7 volumes here.
Yeah.
So, a little shout out there. I made crib notes, so. So, when did you read this?
I think I read this at the beginning of the month, so maybe about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. I mean, when did you first hear about, did you want to read Spy Family and that's why we read it, or did you already have read it?
I think so, yeah. Dom and I watched the anime when it came out in the spring, and that's how I learned about it.
Okay. But you guys had already read it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what brought you into the Spy Family?
The art looked.
Trevor first expressed interest in it.
The art looked interesting.
Okay.
And it sounded like an interesting premise.
Right.
Yeah, the idea of people having to keep their identity secret from each other, and they also have reason to keep it secret from each other.
No, Julia's left the show. No.
Sorry, my air conditioner was getting too loud.
So,
I'll think everything.
And
when I first read the premise for Spy Family, my impression was that they all had this special skill or power, and they were all going to use it to work together to do spy stuff. I didn't realize at first that they were all keeping it a secret from each other, but I think that's so much more interesting and funny.
So, Julia, what was your interest in it?
Well, first, many of the reviews, it was talking about how it was, so wholesome and funny, so that was, what hooked me to it, going, you know what, that's usually, my thing, I like watching and reading wholesome stuff, and then the more I read it, it was just, wholesome and just hilarious, and just, oh my gosh.
Okay. So, had you wanted to read it before we did this?
Yeah, because honestly, just because TikTok was always talking about it, and just this actually looks really cute too. I've seen little snippets of the anime, and I'm just okay, yeah, this is actually really cute. Oh my gosh! And then I read it, and yeah, that was there's this history.
Good. And obviously, you said you bought the second volume, so you're.
Yeah, it came in recently, so I must continue. Yeah.
I do recommend the anime if you ever get a chance to watch it. It's funny because having both watched the anime and read the manga, it's interesting to see the differences and the the pacing is so much faster in the manga than the anime, which is usually the opposite. Normally, you can fit like 4 or 5 chapters into an episode, but in this case, there's usually like a corresponding episode to a single chapter. It's like, how'd you fit all this into one chapter? Damn.
Well,
The answer?
in One Piece right now, they use half a chapter in an episode.
Oh my god.
One Piece is insane. I feel like One Piece is an outlier to everything.
Yeah.
So it's just like unfair to compare it.
Well, it's also still using that archaic put something up on screen every week system. Back to Spy.
Have you seen the Spy Family anime?
No.
I'm the only
because it's
one.
not dubbed yet.
Oh, it's not that. So is it only subtitled?
I guess so.
Oh, okay.
No, I've seen clips on TikTok. I believe they're also releasing the English dub out soon, or not soon. There's the English dub there. It's coming out like slowly as well. So I think there should be a few episodes out in dub right now.
Right.
Okay.
Not sure if
Alright.
it's on Crunchyroll or Funimation. I don't know who owns what anymore. But all I know is it should be out.
Either way, I'll probably see it when it airs on, if it airs on Toonami.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay. So you've watched it though subtitled?
Just
Yeah.
like oh sorry.
I'm
Sorry,
sure-
I've seen a subtitle. There
I'm pointing at
appear to be a
Rachel, though you can't
dub.
tell that.
does appear to be a dub on Crunchyroll. I don't know if you have a Crunchyroll sub, or I don't even know if it's available for free. But I guess if you prefer to watch it on Toonami, then
That's
Yeah,
cool. I have
Toonami
my
is
friend's
so-
Crunchyroll. I can just use that one.
So you've watched it dubbed? Is my question.
oh me, I've
You.
only seen it subbed. I really do not like dubbed anime.
It's
just me.
Too hard. To...
I've been watching subbed anime and other stuff for so long. I'm just used to it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
it's
just
like,
me.
It's like watching. I mean, it is like watching a foreign film, and if it's really fast dialogue, it's like kind of miss stuff. Because when we go to watch anime at Comic-Con, they have like four anime rooms set up.
Yeah.
It's always in Japanese subtitled, even though they have the dubbed version they could show you, but they purposely take off and make sure you're watching it in the original language.
Yeah. And it's a random episode.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
So it
Yeah.
could be
I-
it could be the series finale of If Her Flag Breaks.
or it could be
Spoilers!
Interesting. Is that a convention you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the
Oh,
convention.
interesting.
Yeah.
I just like I don't mean to knock like people who prefer dubs or people that make dubs. I just really can't stand them.
Wow.
It's just really hard.
So back to talking
About
about
the book.
Yeah,
Jeez.
the manga.
Turn off the hatred, okay, Rachel? Thanks.
It's extremely wholesome and adorable, just as was promised. It's what it said on the tin.
Yes.
I think like what I appreciated the most is like we can all like relate to Anya because like
Yes.
the more I kept on reading it and I also watched clips of the anime is every time like they would talk about like when they would like talk about what they're trying to do for their job and then you just hear like just how like how screwed in the head they are because like obviously one's an agent one's a assassin.
Yeah.
She's like basically the person who's like there like reacting for us going like oh what amazing exciting and I'm just like yep mood definitely.
She is kind of like the audience stand-in a way.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Yeah, well, she's also telepathic, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
that she can see you're as the audience seeing what's really going on,
Yeah.
as opposed to what they're trying to tell you is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to know what's underneath her little pigtail things. It's like we kind of see in that first chapter. There's little buns,
Yeah.
and then she has like weird cones over top, like a little decoration. I just
Yeah.
want to know what's going on there. They must be hiding something, right?
Mm.
Because she
Yeah.
was like an experiment.
Or don't you see?
I want to go.
I've seen women
sorry.
wear, or girls, I should say, wear kind of ears like that before.
Well, like yeah, people wear cat ears, but those I feel like those little cones are hiding something.
I feel like I think it's just because like I'm familiar with the I know anime but never by the name. What was the anime where the kid's a psychic and he has pink hair because he's a protagonist?
Psyche K.
Psyche K. You know how he has like those little things on his head to like
That's right.
basically
Yeah.
like control his like powers or whatever. I have a hunch because there were times with Anya where if she thinks too hard or something, or whatever, or
yeah,
if
she
she's her
gets
power too much,
tired.
she gets tired. So maybe that's like a control thing for her. But I don't know. I'm
I
just
don't
basing that off.
know. Because,
I'm,
like, I figure, like, if she was just a normal girl with buns, I'd be like, whatever. But she's a girl who's a psychic that has weird little cone things on her head. What are they for?
Right.
who knows?
Yeah.
I'd like to know. That's why, mainly why I'm gonna keep watching this. I just want to know what's under the buns, really.
Maybe that's what's revealed later in the.
Maybe.
I assume so. Hopefully, eventually.
I just notice a lot of times with, I'll say, animes that I've watched, and I'm not saying I'm an expert on the subject, but they have a character design and they kind of stick with it no matter what.
Yeah.
And maybe that was a character design they had for her, and she's gonna have that.
Actually,
Yeah.
I forgot. I'm not sure if it's like, don't entirely quote me, but I did see like it was either on Twitter or on TikTok to say like the original, like the concept designer, like they were like they actually based it off like an old, like an actual either another show or a character that was gonna be in another show, but it was like basically like an older version of her. But they basically used that design that's turned her into a kid. But
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's entirely true. It could.
But you're
Just be...
saying like they designed her older self first?
Yeah, like like that concept art was supposed to be like for another show, but then I guess either they just never
Oh.
used it, or it is part of another show, and I'm not too sure. But then
Right.
they ended up just using that concept for that one as well because like
Oh, okay. That
they would
makes sense. I feel like that happens more than we think, you know?
yeah, they're both really good. Though I'm just like, is that true, or is that just like someone doing like a headcanon thing? I don't know.
Well, I guess we won't know either way.
If I find the video or the source, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
Okay. I just assume those were little. Now, we're looking at the issue, which is exciting for the people listening. I honestly had I don't read a lot of manga, so it was a little hard for me to get used to going the opposite direction and everything.
Oh,
Once I
yeah.
figured that out, it was just like the first few, like how to read it and stuff. It was everything seemed a little backwards, but it worked out.
It's funny. I read manga to the point where sometimes I'll read a Western comic and I start reading it the other way by accident.
I've done that before, actually.
Yeah.
What's interesting is you were brought up and raised to read a book a certain way.
Yeah.
And the fact
Actually,
that
I
you read it the other.
last year I read a book called Lone Wolf and Cub. It's a manga series. And I guess for the I think it's published by Dark Horse in the West, and they flipped the art so that you read it left to right, which like most manga publishers just don't do it. I've never seen that before, and I'm like, wait, it's a manga, and I'm reading it left to right. Like,
Oh.
what is this?
That's a lot of work, I would think.
And it's a little bizarre because the Japanese sound effects are mirrored, so it's like it's weird. It's just
Alright.
weird.
Apparently,
That is an image.
from my understanding, they actually, when they first like tried to bring manga over here, they actually did like flip it, but then at some point they started preserving the original orientation.
Yeah, I can imagine that doing that in the beginning days.
We're trying to get
What I
people
really
used
like
to it.
though is I really like is in manga when you go to the back page and you're like, whoa there, partner, you're reading the wrong way. Manga's read from right to left.
That was my first I experienced that. Like the first manga I had for that was with Tokyo Mew Mew, actually, because like that I think Tokyo Mew Mew was my first realization of like, oh, manga exists and not just like the cartoon, because
Yeah.
I watched Mew Mew Power as a kid. So when I saw like Tokyo Mew Mew at a yard sale, like, ooh, thingy, and then I tried reading it left to right, and then like I was a kid, I got confused, but then I realized, oh wait, I have to read it right to left. I also didn't buy volume 1, so I got even more confused.
Oh,
Yeah, start at the
you know, both be young.
We just looked at shiny pictures and thought nothing else.
But yeah, Spy Family is so cute, and I'm looking forward to reading more.
Hey.
So, I assume your favorite character then is Anya.
Yes.
Absolutely, 100,000%. You know, and this is later. This is way off of Volume 1, but I really want to meet the dog. There's gonna be a dog. He He kind of appeared very briefly in the anime, but he's not an actual character yet, and I'm really angry about it.
And the dog
just
has
want
some
the
sort of
dog.
power too, doesn't he?
That's what
The
we call
dog
the
has a
resistance dog.
power, but I don't know if I want to spoil it.
Well, you've already spoiled it for people that didn't know there was a dog. So, just so you know.
Well, like
Well,
he's on the cover. He's on the cover of the volumes, like volume like 4 or something. I don't know.
Yes.
You know, we actually have all the volumes there, Trevor. You want to?
Yes.
Oh.
So,
One thing I like about the collections is like that has a very consistent, striking cover design.
Yeah.
so you want to show
I
us some
do.
covers? There we go.
It's like volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's showing up backwards for me. I don't know if it's gonna be like that later.
Actually,
Yeah, it's
he's-
correct over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Volume 3.
You got your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best girl.
4.
Dago!
It's not bow tie.
Dago!
5.
And that is yours, brother.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Okay.
I'm
Edgy boy.
6.
not sure who that is, to be honest.
Who are you?
And 7.
I already
Oh,
know him.
little gremlin number 2.
That is
And-
Damien.
And
He will
that's all
forever
that's
be known
available
as
in
little
English.
gremlin number 2.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Trevor?
And that's all that's available in English.
Okay.
So anyway, starting volume 1, I think the mangaka has a really good, very attractive art style. There's also
Oh, yeah.
and striking
Yeah, it's really cute.
panel layouts.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy how they do action.
Yeah,
There's not a whole lot of action in this manga, but when there is, it's quite striking.
yeah.
I actually do want to like look at it as reference for like my own action
Yeah.
drawings. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the comedy is generally on point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like on what it's sorry, go.
There's like one small detail that I like is Anya enunciates things like a kid would.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like when manga or an anime have kids that are like kids, and not like super geniuses or something.
Like
Yeah.
when she says ammunition, it's like ammunition.
Out for an outing, out for an outing. Like, oh, wait, is it ever like established if she's really 6, or is that does she just say that she's 6
I
because
think she's actually
I
well.
think she's actually 6.
okay,
Yeah.
What do you
Maybe
think
maybe we'll get
she's-
to a point where like the twist is she's actually I don't know.
she's actually
100?
2.
She's 47, married, and has 3 children. What a twist that would be.
Oh dear.
So what makes you think she's not 6?
Cause like in the beginning, like, you know, like when Lloyd was trying to find Twilight was trying to find like a kid, he was observing all the children. He looks at Anya's like, I'm not too sure the school I'm trying to get her into needs 6-year-olds. I'm not sure this kid may look young. And then she just obviously she reads mine. She's like, no, like she's like, I'm 6, mister, I'm 6. And I'm just like, okay, are you really 6? Are you saying you're 6 because he wants a 6-year-old? Which one is it?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm just like,
It
how
might-
old
it
are
may-
you, child?
Maybe it comes up later, but
Maybe.
for now she's in the 1st grade.
Either way, she's precious. That I'm just like concerned.
She acts like a 6-year-old to me, so
Yeah, maybe, yeah. So I'm just like, is she 6 or is it just because trauma? She's, I don't know.
it could be.
So
Yeah.
I like their last name, Forger. That's
Or
right.
her.
I just figured that I'm terrible. I just figured that out. I don't know what's worse, this or when I realized Open Sesame is Open Sesame. I think it made Rachel. I think I made you mad over that. I think it was you.
Open Sesame?
Yeah, because
Wait.
like, was it you? Oh wait, never mind. It was a friend of mine. Because like,
I was gonna
Oh,
say.
you're
that
my
was-
friend. Wow. That hurt.
no, another friend. Like, I told her, like, did you know it's not Open Sesame? It's Open Sesame. And they're like, are you kidding me? How dare you? I have never heard of this. What the heck?
Yeah, 'cause
I think
you hear it that
I
way.
think read I've researched the origin of the phrase "open sesame" because I was curious why we say it, and I feel like it's like an old phrase that goes back to like Hebrew times, or
Yeah.
like old Hebrew times, and I'm not sure there's a proper answer as to where it comes from. It's just random.
Yeah, because I'm like sesame, like the oil, sesame, like the
Sesame seed, right? Yeah. I thought it was open sesame, it's like the oil.
but honestly, open sesame makes a lot more sense.
It
Like
makes more
and open
sense.
sesame.
But I don't know. You always hear it said as like open sesame. Which,
Yeah,
open
because like I
sesame
think it's because
makes
like you
more
say it
sense.
so fast, it sounds like it. So I'm
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
whatever.
Well, as a kid, you
I
hear it,
don't
and I
know.
think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced.
We were talking about the action in Spy Family.
Yeah.
You know, so example is like
Yes.
You wanna
Oh
describe what's
yeah,
going on?
in Twilight
that
is
scene.
The art is top notch.
yeah, he's holding a gun to someone's head, and he's like, "Turn around, and you're dead." And it's this really
Yeah.
dynamic angle. They look
And
really
seeing
cool.
like something else I really enjoy about this story is the way, you know, the relationships develop. Like at first Lloyd really doesn't give a fuck about kids at all. And eventually he gets to the point where he really cares about Anya and thinks of her as his kid and not just like a means to an end, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
wants to protect her, but at the same time he tries to like not abandon her. He tries to part ways with her because he wants to protect her, but then she comes back anyway because like at this point he's her dad. So it's just really, you know, it's part of that heartwarmingness.
Yeah.
And since Char and I have read into the future, it's interesting how those. I was saying vaguely, it's interesting how those relationships continue to develop. Like, even though it's a sham marriage,
Yeah.
they still actually care about each other.
I got the,
Yeah.
I got the impression that Yor though was sort of like all her friends were, you know, in relationships, and oh, poor Yor's not. So she kind of like gleamed onto this guy that possibly could like, you know, be a fake boyfriend at least.
Yeah.
And now they're in
Yeah.
a fake marriage.
Well, it did establish that you know, in this fraught time in history, single women are looked at with suspicion because it's like they must be a spy if they're single,
Yeah,
which is dumb, of course.
yeah.
But that's like, you know, that's one more motivator on her part.
I
And
didn't really get the sense that they looked at her as a spy, but
Well,
I think they just
no,
I
they
always
say
think
that at one point.
But you oh well, I just think that it's you know, if all your friends are married, they wonder why you're not married, that kind of stuff, you know.
yeah, there's
Women
also-
can be vicious.
Well,
That probably would have been motivation enough, but they do establish at one point that single women are being arrested because they're looked at suspiciously because they're thought of to be a spy. Because like, how can you not be married by age 25? That's weird. It's fucked, of course, but you know, it's supposed to emulate like the 60s or something like that,
yeah, it's
post-war
just-
Yeah.
That's
era.
just the setting here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but something I think about a lot with Spy Family is that, you know, they're a fake family. They're not real married, and Anya's not their real kid, you know. But when you think about it, they act like a family and they operate like a family.
Well,
They
you
may
get
as well be a family, right?
then you get
Yeah.
into the definition of what is a family, because
Yeah, but like if you have a marriage certificate with someone and you live with them and you raise a child with them and you act like a married couple, are you not just married?
yeah, well, they used to have something called common law marriages, where you if you act like a couple, if you act like you're married around a certain number of people, then you're considered married.
I think they still have that
And
today.
I know they probably have it in Texas where I'm from, but
Without getting
Oh,
too
dear.
deeply into that.
yeah, but I mean, I believe that is still around. So
I believe they still have it in Massachusetts at least, because my aunt was with her boyfriend for like 10 years or something, but they eventually got real married. So who cares?
I don't normally get personal, but since this is actually my wedding anniversary, so I've been married now.
Congratulations! Happy anniversary!
Speaking of marriages, and it's real, and we've had kids, so. No getting around that.
But I guess I also figure, like, with Anya, like, you adopted Anya, and you raise her as a child, and you send her to school. So, like, it might be for the purpose of being a spy, but it's like, I don't know, at that point, she's your kid, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe again, it's looking at what really does it mean to be a family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not just your biological relatives, but people that take care of you and love you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you adopt a kid, if like a kid's adopted, are they any less of a family because the kid isn't blood, or it's like
Right.
Exactly.
I'm just like, nah, they're family. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to add your
Uh,
judgments to this.
Going
Yeah.
off of that, I was looking at the manga again just now, and I thought I guess you could say the interview arc for the Eden
Oh.
Academy was interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's chapter 4 is pretty funny with how like prepared they are.
How many suits does he have?
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's not even impressive anymore. It's just terrifying.
It's a perfect example of the kind of humor that the manga goes off of, because it's like, no matter how fucked you think they are, they have something to respond to it. Like, they just keep not one, but two spare like clothing for 3 people in their briefcase. That's silly.
Yeah.
And then like all these barn animals come out and rampage. That's
like a
silly. It's what do you call it? Slapstick kind in a way.
Yeah.
Right.
And then chapter 5, when they get to the actual interview, that kind of brings that theme of family more into it.
Yeah.
Because this as one of the interviewers being like a huge jerk about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so the ending of the chapter feels like super cathartic. But it's also interesting how they are, even though it's a sham marriage, they're still willing to like defend.
Yeah.
their-
She's a kid. Leave her alone. Come on, man.
Yeah, that guy.
In a way, it feels cathartic, but on the other hand, it feels like, you guys failed the interview, even though it was really no fault of their own.
Yeah.
It feels good, and it also feels bad.
Well, did they fail the interview?
I mean,
well,
one of the
considering
other
there are
dudes
more
punched him.
What?
Considering there are more chapters.
Yeah.
It's sort of
You want
like
me to spoil it?
it's sort of like when you see the hero in peril and you know that there's a sequel. You kind of go, I guess he gets through this. You know?
Yeah.
So,
uh,
all right.
Yeah, I think I guess like it depends on how you view it, but I think like near the end, you know how like when they're trying to look through the positive ends, like if you guys remembered that scene where the frame of their like one of their frames in the house just falls.
yeah.
I feel like that was one of those things where it kind of brought you back to like the reality in which they're in, where it's like going back to family. It's like, yeah, it's all wholesome and good, and like they're happy for her no matter what happens. But also, it's one of those things where that picture just brings you back to, oh wait, this is for a mission. So what's really going on with the story?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh wait, that's right. They're all who they are.
I also like for the volumes. I also like how they have extra stuff in the back.
Mm.
How they
Oh,
what?
like
Seth?
the-
How they what?
There's extra stuff in the back.
Oh, like the bonus
Oh.
chapters.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
bonus
I always-
chapters and
yeah.
concept art.
Yeah, I can
don't
always
get
appreciate.
those. I read it on Shonen Jump's website.
Wait, it doesn't show you like the whole end of it
You
for
read,
Guess
for
not.
you read it digitally.
I've got a subscription, so I figure I may as well use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
makes sense.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like bonus content. Not in just, but I can appreciate bonus content in like comic books and in manga and stuff. Just seeing like it's not taking itself seriously at that point. It's like it's great.
Yeah.
That's how they sell manga. They just put extra content at the end.
Yeah, like it's like if it's like if it's like a drama or like just like it's like a feels trip, it just brings you back to like lighthearted. And it's like, okay, I'm not crying anymore because of this situation.
Aww.
Yeah, like I always like it when comics do that.
I was randomly
Yeah.
flipping through this and I just landed on something that was really funny.
Is it the dude getting punched in the face?
Like Anya's reading Yours Mine, finding out she's an assassin, And she's like, so cool. And then the caption says, the girl was starved for entertainment.
Oh my god. I think I read somewhere like the reason why she likes peanuts, because I think I remember like saying like someone was saying like the reason why she likes peanuts, or like it's a good thing she likes peanuts because like peanuts are meant for like good family or like togetherness. So like the fact that she likes peanuts as well, it's like it's a good combination.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
I always like I can always appreciate like little subtleties in a character like that on why they like things or just how they look or whatever. It
Yeah.
just adds more depth to the character to like,
I
oh,
didn't
this
think
makes
about
sense.
it like that.
Mhm.
I always figured just peanuts are delicious.
Well, that's
So, considering Trevor and I have Trevor and I are caught up with the English volumes, I think it's safe to say we're going to keep reading it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely going to keep reading it.
Hell yeah.
I would like to maybe catch up before the next season comes out. I want to say that's in January, or maybe is it next fall? It might be this fall. But I would like to maybe get ahead of the anime so that I can say that I'm cooler than everyone else that isn't.
Guys, I caught up with the anime. Am I cool yet? I watched Gigux recommendations. Am I cool yet?
All right. Anything else we want to say about this book?
I give it a 5 out of 5. Or maybe, you know what? I feel like, I almost want to say 4 out of 5, maybe 4.5, because there's some things that infuriate me. Like the fact that the fact that Lloyd's masks are like perfect. There's no imperfection to the masks at all. And in the anime, his voice also changes with the mask. It's like, how do you do that? You're using magic, and that scares me.
He's a Twilight. He could do anything.
I was going to say, Lupin the Third kind of does that too.
He's a spy. Shouldn't he be able to change his voice and stuff?
Maybe it's true. But I think the logical person in me is like, you can't do that in real life. That's dumb.
Can I say I work for Lupin the Third?
Well, and again, that's not real life, but there are people that can mimic people and stuff. But,
Yeah.
I mean, ventriloquists exist.
and people that do voice acting
again,
change their voice and stuff.
It's wizardry, and I don't understand it, and therefore it scares me.
I see. Okay. Simple like that. Okay.
No, it's like, be gone, heathen.
But yeah, I do recommend this manga and also the anime, and y'all should all go consume all those things.
Do we? I assume we want to do this again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have a book in mind to do it again?
I feel like since we had a manga this session, our next book should be a Western comic.
I think Trevor might have a couple ideas.
Ooh.
Okay, Trevor, the floor is yours.
Kind of put me on the spot. One that I had was. There you see, like the fan button.
Yeah, that's fine.
That I had was Black Sad.
Ooh, it's a good one.
What was it called
It's a
again? I'm
good
sorry.
one.
Black Sad.
Ooh, Black.
Like it
I
sounds.
think I do own that, so yeah. I
Sorry.
have read it, but I would be willing to read it again.
There's next month there's a new installment coming out in English.
Wait, really? No way. Hell yeah.
Like the start of a 4-part story.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Have y'all heard of it?
Well, I've heard of it because of them. Somebody has to actually pay for the stuff.
do I need to sell you on it, or
Well, it'd be Julie you have to sell on. Because she actually
got gorgeous art.
I mean, I see an angry cat with a cigarette on the cover, and I'm already sold.
It has some of the most. I'd say it has some of the most gorgeous art of any comic I've ever read.
Yes.
It's all like painted, and I think the artist was a former Disney animator.
Ooh.
So it looks. You can see the Disney influence in it. Just imagine
yeah.
Zootopia, but like adult rated.
It's
So if Zootopia had a lot more issues than just one.
There's like blood and boobies and all the good stuff.
it's
you know?
a noir story.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
Which
it's
interests
super
me.
intense. It's like a mystery. It's just super cool.
Okay. So,
Uh,
It's French. That's how you know it's good.
and you're going to read the original French, right? Okay, good.
If
Are
only.
Parlez-vous français?
I wish I could read French, but you know.
and also a newer comic that I just read called Stray Dogs.
Ooh, is that a manga or is that Western?
It's a Western comic.
Oh.
It's
Oh, who wrote it?
Oh,
it's written by Tony Fleeks.
Ah, interesting.
now my main question is: am I gonna buy the hardcover or the Kindle edition?
This looks interesting. I'll have to put it on my list, but I would personally just vote for Black Sad because it's like a super important comic.
Okay. Julia, would you be willing to buy a copy of Black Sad?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out: do I buy the Kindle or do I buy the Kindle one or do I buy the hardcover one? Because Kindle's convenient and I'm a sucker for a hardcover book.
Yeah.
So how much of Black Sad would we read?
That's what I was wondering. Like the first book, I guess that would make sense, right?
That's how many pages are we talking, Trevor?
He's looking.
Oh.
As far as this particular collection is concerned, it's page 9 to 59.
Oh, okay. Right, that's it. Sure.
Wait, that's it? Which book are we talking?
It's Black Sad Collected Stories, which has like
Collected Stories.
it's I think it's probably out of print now, but it was.
Oh, I see it here.
Yeah, it's like everything currently.
Okay.
Can
And what is the name of the first story?
Somewhere Within the Shadows.
Alright.
can you send it? Can you put it in our Discord just so I know which one?
Yeah, just so I can be sure which one to read because there's a few collections.
I am Confucian. I am confusion. Arkansas reconcile, America explain.
You'll enter that in the Discord.
I guess.
Okay. And how long do you want to do this once a month? I mean, I don't want to. This is we'll have 2 times. You'll be on twice a month if we do it once a month. But so I don't want to take up. I know you guys have other things outside of Power Squared to deal with.
I'll leave it to your preference, just because I know you wanted something new to like some other kind of ideas for the show.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be hyping Power Squared, but I don't have that be the actually. Julia's wearing the Power Square shirt, but I don't want to be just. It's nice if we're talking about something else occasionally. That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
That's true.
Get you guys on the show again, but have it be something that maybe other people would go, "Hey, that's not Power Square they're talking about."
Wait, to do with comics,
No, or like we just pull a trash taste for like our goal was to talk about Power Squared, but we ended up talking about other stuff.
Trash Taste talks about anime maybe like 1% of the time.
No, they first talked about anime, and then they just started like bashing their countries like the next episode. It's
Our
okay,
podcast
they're
is
cool.
all about like bashing Americans or their own country, food opinions, bathroom habits, and 1% other, including anime.
Pretty much. I'm still mad at Connor for saying that Caesar's Pizza is the best pizza ever.
Wow.
Well, he's monkey brain, so
Oh, very much.
you gotta come to expect it.
No, dude, after their whole after them coming to America, my feed was basically it was just 2 videos, but they kept on showing up on my recommendations as Connor falling for D's nuts jokes, and it's hilarious.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, oh, dude, like, bro, your buddies could see that a mile away. What the heck?
Oh, sweet monkey brain.
Alright,
He's
so,
precious
well.
boy. Though.
Well, I feel like, you could, as much as important as to promote your comic, there's only so much content you can make
It's
out
our
of it.
Yeah.
comic. It's our comic.
But you know what I mean.
You know,
The
you keep
comic.
saying yours like it just because I'm paying for it. It's our comic.
Oh god.
It's true.
I mean,
It's true. But yeah, I mean, I think as long as talking about comics in general, I feel like it's relevant, right?
yeah.
yeah. If we could somehow turn it back where it had something to do with Power Square, that'd be great. But I guess just mentioning it a whole bunch at the end.
So,
So how would you want to try to do this next month, or do you want to do this in September, or? I don't,
We can go for September, maybe just to give us a little time to get a hold of the book, you
yeah,
know.
that makes
Yeah.
yeah, because Amazon takes usually weeks to get stuff to you.
sense. Well, depending on what it is,
Yes, it
what
can
part of
take
Black
weeks.
Side we're going to read, it can be harder
Yes.
to find.
True. Okay. So September we'll shoot for. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
All right. Sounds good.
Alright, so if you're watching this on YouTube later, and you liked this, leave a like. If you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe and ring that bell.
All right. So until
And
next.
leave a comment if you have an opinion on Spy Family.
Yeah, tell us what you think.
Yeah, that's the whole reason we were doing this.
Yeah.
So people would go, "Hey, I've read that." All right. So until
If you
next.
hate Spy Family, tell us why. In the
And
comments.
if you don't like Anya, I'll be very sad.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause every time I start, someone interrupts. So until next time, I'm David Hankins.
And I'm Paul Hankins.
I'm Trevor Hankins.
I'm Rachel Wells.
And I'm Julia Cannon.
And you've been on the air with Power Square.